And this project came about, this is kind of part of my master plan of bridging the gap from commercials into narrative filmmaking, which is what I'm in love with and what I want to do for the rest of my life.
You never really know what you're doing when you sign up to produce for Johnny Mass. Like, I mean, his expectations are like all the way up here.
And you're stalking in the front, like looking around like this.
It's an emotional thing because there's so many people here working for us, you know, so I'm thankful.
Here comes 10,000.
That's a rush, eh?
And I was sitting there laying on the ground, you know, holding the line, waiting to go.
Get closer to the hooves, fall into them.
Well, it's been a rough day, but Miss Blackwell's an outlaw, so she kind of knew what was coming for her.
Johnny and I have been good friends for a while now. We did our first job together actually last year for BMW, and we've been talking about doing a personal project for some time. Something that would just let us stretch our legs, play a bit more in the narrative world. And then Johnny sent me a treatment for a project about cowboys, and I was just blown away. And I said, we've got to make this thing. I don't know how it's going to happen, but we're going to rally some people together. You know, we'll call our friends, and you know, I'm going to call my friend Dennis McDonald at Keslow Camera, and he's like, I'm going to call Kyle at Aether Films, and it just kind of started spiraling out. And the amount of excitement that we got once everybody saw the treatment was just overwhelming.
Pete, we're only going to get 2 takes of this.
And Pete, it's just a straight push. Do you want to keep him left justified or right justified? All right, drone's clear.
When we were bringing drones on set initially, directors were just so confused about how to use FPV. It's fixed mount on top of a drone. Can it do bird's eye? How fast can it move? These locked Dutch angles. So Johnny really quickly figured out an amazing way to incorporate that drone into that project, and it immediately made sense for us. And when I was talking to Johnny, and he was like, I had the best time on Octane Symphony. I'm looking to make something again, and I'd love to do it with you guys. And I was like, we have this new tech and we're really trying to push it, and I think it would be perfect to get it in your hands very early on and see if we can do something special together.
Like, that is epic right there. That might be the shot.
Jet. Woo. Come check this shit out.
That's so next level shit. $1 million shot. Yeah. Do you want to do the honors? Mark it off.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, I like a pen drawing it.
Cool. Thank you.
We're shooting our first narrative spec, and this is really important to both Johnny and us. We try to expand. We have our own production company as well. And we look for talented directors that we get to work with. And Johnny's one of those people that visually just gets it. He has the script and boards, and we do what's on the script and boards. There's never any bullshit, no fluff. It's never like, oh, get something that you feel good about. It's like when you go work for Johnny, you know exactly what you want. And here with Cowboy Currency, it's a joy to be able to donate our time, to ask our friends to come here and help. And really, we're just having a fucking amazing time. So, you know, it's an emotional thing because there's so many people here working for us, you know, so I'm thankful.
So we'll just drive it on the smooth road. Yeah. They'll be riding this way. We'll have them riding that way. Yeah. Tracking with them. He's off to the side, shooting low, backlit, and then Dominic will be in front of them, kicking up dust with another car. Every personal project that I do, it takes an army of people. I operate at such a scope and such a scale to my work. They're big stories with big tools and a ton of crew. For this project,
and really any personal project that I do, it takes a couple people to get the ball rolling, right? Like it takes, first of all, a really good concept. A script can unite an army of people. And once you have a wonderful script, something that people can feel like they attach themselves to and that they feel connected to and just excited by, that's where the real magic happens, where then you get one person that signs on to do it, and then you get another person to sign on to do it. And with these Aether Films guys and Lightcraft, I mean, not only are they dumping money into it, but they're dumping ridiculous amounts of resources, people that know other people, those people that know other people. It's like this snowball effect into this kind of like elite form of creativity and collaboration that you don't get with most companies in most projects. We're operating on a Hollywood blockbuster level of scale and scope with a micro budget.
He trusted my process. He understood that I wanted to create, different textures and different silhouettes. I really wanted our main characters to have a very specific silhouette and really stick to that. And he was like all for it.
So let's audition the move.
Bro.
Looking straight, you know what I mean? Like kind of head down, looking straight, super serious. An angry gunslinger. Action! That's perfect. He gets hit, then you cut down and he lays back. I like that. And action. Drop. We got it. Cut. I think that was it. Oh, we should take your watch off, right?
Does he have an Iron Man?
Good catch. Camera. Action.
Holding that button when Scott Hastings, this incredibly talented effects guy, hands me the controller and he turns it and he goes, "It's live," and I'm just like, there's a storytelling element to that is so interesting, getting like real, true, natural reactions from people. That is ever so important to be able to hold that in my hands and choose and dictate when I'm going to do that and get that reaction and to get them off the cuff and surprise, and it was just so much fun.
Action. Your opinion on the black and white? Okay. So we're shooting in black and white for this scene, so obviously, color contrast is super important, right? So can you show us what you have? And then Ryan needs some, like, cowboy outfit.
The bull riding scene was terrifying, and we had gotten, I think, like 4 or 5 bulls, and they're good for about $3 each, with a professional bull rider who was like, I think 22 years old, and just to get like this crazy heavy FPV shot coming down into there with like making sure the atmosphere and the smoke and the haze is like perfectly coating the surface of it, like shooting in black and white, that everything registers, that when the gate blows open that we have our people making safe very quickly so no one gets injured. There's just so many different things about that scene that were really worrisome, but then the last take we got is like everybody's like on the edge of their seats. I was looking at the monitor just like squinting, like I was just like the tension in the air was just like, it was permeating through every single person on set.
I mean, I padded up for this. I honestly would rather jump out of that building backwards on fire again to do this.
Okay, Hunter, we're ready for you. We're gonna get everybody out of the ring. This camera is already rolling. We're gonna have a piece in here, another camera. Don't pull out and see it. All right, Hunter, this is going to be on your call, sir. Stand by. Okay, here's our cue. 5-second warning. Action. Okay, get out of there, guys. Get out of there. Shut the gate. Shut the gate. That was incredible! Oh my god, dude.
Dude, her heart racing?
Dude, legend.
Oh, thank you, everybody.
Wow. Thank you.
That was a great first day.
That's a wrap on day one, people.
Hey Clint, just one note for this next shot. We're going to do our final horse shot. We'd like to get you guys as close to the vehicle as possible from the train onwards.
I know exactly what I want, almost to the point of frustration when things aren't going completely right, or we're one little degree off on an angle. Like I can just see it in my head. I can hear the music. I can hear the auditory cues, the sound design. I can see the color. I can see the way that every shot flows together and cuts. And so for me, the pre-production is where I shoot the film.
I want you guys kind of coming out from that ridge and racing down through the plains and coming up close to camera. Get closer to the hoods. Fall into them. Thank you. That looked incredible.
Well, I mean, it's been a pretty intense week for us with a very, very tight team. So I was able to dress the majority of these sets with just 1 or 2 additional set dressers. And it's amazing like what we've been able to pull off in such a short amount of time.
On the first take, rolling, I kicked open the door and I threw those guns up, and it was completely silent for a beat after we yelled cut. And I think that was the feeling that all performers want, is when the crowd is just like, we fucking robbed banks. Wow.
I think the greatest challenge that we faced was the bank robbery scene. The actor pulling fake recoil, which had to be synced up with a flash that would come from a strobe right out, side of frame. And then we had the squib coming out of her chest, the wire pull being pulled, and the camera.
That was really fun. I think that first energy, we came in as if we really walked in there the first time ready to rob a bank.
Thank you so much, yeah.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. Hey, thank you. Hey, dude.
Love you, buddy.
I'll see you over there.
Hey, thank you, Bill. Thank you. I gotta run. Yeah.
My biggest fear, the nightmares that I have at night, are showing up to a set without my storyboards, without my script, without a basic understanding of exactly which direction the camera is going to point and how I'm going to shoot it, because that directly reflects on how I'm going to tell the story, how I'm going to engage the audience. Like, those are all things that are extremely important to understand as a filmmaker, as a writer, and as a storyteller.
Looking out into the distance, looking out into the distance, and out.
A Western doesn't have to be a period piece. Dutch Mills is pretty much the narrator of the piece. He's the through line. Johnny and I, when thinking about it, kind of almost had him somewhat biblical, guardian angel or a guardian fallen angel, more like it. Kind of the archetype of a hero and a villain.
We just use this one-er because it's just perfect. It comes right back to you, low, and then cut. That was money.
We just figured that if this guy was kind of no time, he was of all time. And we just bounced ideas off of each other, and he was writing down, and it was just one of the most, it was one of the best creative experiences and collaborations I've ever had.
And just, yeah, something like, yes.
Originally, I think he just wanted Dutch to kind of be in the beginning and just be a voiceover throughout. We had a couple of amazing meetings where he was 100% open to collaboration, and once I started to feel the character a little bit, the character got expanded, and we just figured, what if he finds his way into almost every scene? Favorite scene to play so far is definitely bashing a bottle over poor stuntman Ryan's head, just because Johnny had just an amazing way to pull what I think, when this comes together, to pull the viewer in immediately.
Bang!
Right next to these two idiots. We're in a saloon and nobody knows what's going on, and you just hear this guy talking about his days and everything. He's almost questioning what Dutch Mills is all about, and when these guys fall on this table, it just sets something off in him. He shows you who Dutch is right there. It's a brilliant introduction to this piece.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
We wanted to spend some time and think about how we could shoot bigger, not just like light shots and create things that were necessarily pretty just for the sake of being a nice image, but making worlds. So there was a commitment to shoot wider, to shoot on anamorphic, to go to a place where we felt like we had big scenes and we could really tell a story and create our own world.
Charles Dickens is a bank robber in the late 1800s. He's a real rambunctious character. He screams and yells a lot, likes destruction. People think that bank robbers rob the banks for the money. I think Charles Dickens maybe robs the banks to feel that rush of adrenaline when he beats somebody with the end of his pistol. He's not a nice guy.
Everybody's gonna fall in love with this character and they want to see it at the, This is my idea of humor, It's like maniacal.
I can draw from real life examples when pulling on that anger, feel my anger in my jaw, get the jaw muscles nice and loose so they can move back and forth, I think a lot of people carry their anger in their jaw, clenched jaw, right? So that's definitely where I find my anger.
In this stunt, we're gonna have Ryan being dragged by Clint. He's hanging onto the rope. It is not attached to him, so he can let go at any time.
In the moment, it was, take one was awesome. I was like, feeling good. It was freezing cold though. I was losing feeling in my pinkies pretty quickly, and take one went really well. Take two, the wig flew off, and we had to stop and put the wig back on and go at it again. And then take four was getting kind of sketchy because the horse started to get really spooked. But I'll never forget laying there looking at the horse, like almost trying to take off. And thank God our horse wrangler was really, really good at controlling the horse, and we were able to pull it off.
Working with Johnny's been really fun. He has a lot of passion and he has this great vision of what he wants, and allowing me to find the best way to capture that image that is in his head. This heavy FPV platform has really helped just bring all that imagination, and we can bring it into reality and really capture what's in Johnny's head.
I'm gonna let you call it, Clint, when you're ready.
That's a rush, eh?
Good job, buddy. Good job. Thank you, Clint. Really good, dude. Really, really good stuff. That was beautiful. Thank you, sir.
In the pre-production process, we would send images back and forth to each other, and we would build on that. So Johnny might send me something that was really like a great photograph, an artist had taken of something in the Southwest, and that would send him something back, and then it would go back and forth, and then after a while you start, picking the little gems out of that, the ones that we feel are best connected to the story. And then from that you start building a really great visual language. 2, 1, action. I've been really interested in shooting Sony when I heard that Venice 2 came out, and I just kept hearing about all these great things about the quality of the image and also the flexibility of the camera. Things that even as just as simple as, like in the case of the Venice 2, we have an 800 ISO range and a 3200 base ISO range. And the flexibility of just jumping on the camera that quick and switching NDs and doing those things, and having a camera that just has such a great base look and a great dynamic range. I was just really excited to put the camera to the test. Dennis said, let me call Daniel Perry at Sony and let's see if we can get him interested. And we sent him the treatment, and the second he saw the treatment, he got really excited. He's like, you know what, I have a feeling you guys are gonna put this camera to the test, and it may be a little bit different than some of the other things that we've done to show the camera. And of course, Johnny and I came back with a lot of excitement. It was like, dude, we'll push this camera as far as we can. We're gonna ride the edges of the sensor and see what this thing can do.
Image is absolutely beautiful, paired with the Hawk lenses. I mean, they're like, the Hawk lenses are just out of this world, ridiculous, and have become a part of my style, as is the Sony Venice. The combo with this concoction of filters that we put in front of the glass, it really just like gives it like a Hollywood blockbuster look to it, look and feel, right? Pete and I have a very special relationship. We met online, just kind of being admirers of each other's work. And I'd always wanted to work with Pete, even before I knew who Pete was. I remember being like 16, 17 years old, pulling reference images from his work, not knowing that it was his, to kind of influence the visual style of my career. And so when I started talking to Pete as my projects grew in scale, and we were able to have those conversations and that dialogue, we kind of became best friends. We became very close friends. So Diego, you'll be leading them. So always you're just in a triangle formation. Or you're on his left. Yep, you're right in the middle. And then you can space out a little bit and come out here.
Just a note with the torches, the only people that are gonna touch it is either effects or you or a stunt coordinator.
No, just walking straight like this. Yeah, and you're stalking in the front, like looking around like this. And you guys can be looking around, but just keep that triangle moving at the same time.
All right, guys, we're gonna light up the torches and send them in.
This last scene is so cool with the hunters, because you get this incredible over-top aerial shot with the torches, the bow and arrows, dressed in fur, cowboy hats, kind of trudging through the snow. It's just kind of a cool way to wrap up the whole shoot with a scene that is inherently so different than everything else that we've shot thus far. Movi Sound Artems.
Movi Sound, you're up now.
Movi Sound, torches Artems.
Torches ready.
You need the texture, you need the detail. There's so much detail put into these projects, like with wardrobe, the bear costumes, these hunters dressed in fur with torches, and every little last detail, the production design and everything. It needs to be crystal clear on a large format sensor. And Sony, I mean, I was a big fan and early adopter of the Sony Venice 1, and the Venice 2 is even more malleable, easier to work with. The image is absolutely beautiful.
Okay, we're ready when you guys are. Here comes handheld with a 55.
Let's roll camera. And in 3, 2, 1, action.
Or do you hunt it? Shh. We're burning daylight.
I'm there to have fun, and I want everybody else there to enjoy the process and to have fun too. It's not brain surgery. Like we're making art, we're making people laugh, and most importantly, I know that if I can get the crew having a good time, laughing along, that the audience is also going to be laughing and feeling the same level of passion, excitement, and energy that we're putting into it,
great attitude from the entire team, and anytime there was kind of punches thrown our way, and everybody just rallied, stayed positive, and made it happen. So just been having a good time out here.
This is like I'm entering this whole new realm of narrative filmmaking with a bang, and it's only going to get crazier from here.
That is a wrap.
That's
Thank you.
people. We're gonna have some news.
Oh my God. That was so stressful. Way to hustle.
Good work, Sorry.
Hey, you guys busting your asses for me, seriously. Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you, Pete. You're an
Yeah.
absolute
Thank
right
you
back
so
at you.
much.
True legend. Dude, come hang, man. I'd love it.
I'm so excited.
Thank
Go
you.
play outside.
Oh, you fucking
Yeah, let's
insane.
do it. Channel 1, me
Riley.
too. Let's go.
Oh, dude. I got some marks for everybody tonight. Yeah. Hey, Pete, you want to do the honors? Here, give me a little light. You do the honors, the last 2 frames.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man. Awesome, man.
Love you, man. That's it. Every frame.